Okay, now we're going to talk about operations with two or more sets. So we have two operations. We've got the intersection, which looks like an upside down U, and the intersection of two sets is a set of all elements which are found in both sets. We think of this as an AND situation, versus the union, U, of two sets is a set of all elements that are in either set, and we think of this as more of an OR situation. Finally, we have the idea of disjoint sets. These are sets which have no elements in common. A and B are considered disjoint if and only if their intersection is the null set. So again, they can only be disjoint if they have nothing in common. So let's look at our example here. It says, list all the members of each set using set notation and using sets A, B, and C. So we've got here set A, set B, set C, and those are all subsets of our universal set. So number A says, what is A union B? So remember, we are taking two sets and we're saying what's in either of them. So again, set A is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Set B is 4, 5, 6, and 8. So the union of these two are going to be all the elements that are in either set. So I'm going to go through and list first the ones that are in set A, and now I'm going to start with set B. But you can see I've already listed 4 and 5 from set B, so now I only need to add in the 6 and 8. I don't need to relist anything. Now again, when you're unioning two sets, they tend to get bigger. Where if I'm looking at number 2, I'm looking at the intersection of two sets, and that tends to get smaller. So if I relist again A, and B, the place that they overlap or intersect is where the numbers match. You can see that I've got 4 and 5 common to both sets. So A intersect B is equal to 4 and 5. If we go to our next page, we've got some more examples here. But now we're starting to use the other notation that we've already used, like the complement. So you can see in number 3, this is A complement union B. So before I can even answer A complement union B, I first need to identify what is A complement. Okay, so remember A is equal to the set 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and it is a member of our universal set. So universal set, if we go back to the previous page, we can say the universal set goes all the way up to 8. So a complement is going to be the elements that are in the universal that I haven't already listed. So those are going to be 6, 7, and 8. Now if I relist my stuff from B, which remember B is 4, 5, 6, and 8. I now want to union these two things together. So A complement union B is equal to 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now looking at number 4, it says A complement intersect B complement. From part 3, I already know that A complement is equal to 6, 7, and 8. Now remember B was 4, 5, and 6, so B complement is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. Now I already have 4, 5, and 6 in B, so I'm going to list 7, but now I can't list 8 because that's in B. So now I'm looking at where do these two intersect? Well, the only value that they have in common is 7. So A complement intersect B complement is equal to 7. Now when you're listing these, you have to make sure you put them in brackets. Okay. So we'll do our last two here. Number 5, Now, when we think about parentheses with order of operations, they tell you to do something first. And the same is true when I'm dealing with sets. So number 5 says A union B intersects C. So the thing I want to find first is A union B. So A union B, so remember A is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. B is 4, 5, 6, 8. So A union B is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8. Now we're looking at where does that intersect with C. So we haven't really dealt with C, so let's go back to the previous page and figure out what C is. Oh, C is 3, 5, and 7. So we get that. Now again, where do these overlap? Well, they're going to overlap at 3 and 5. So A union B intersect C happens at 3 and 5. Okay, number 6 is our last one. It says C intersect B complement. So again, what I need to do first here is find where does C intersect B. Well, C intersect B, if we go back to our list, we see that C is 3, 5, and 7. B is 4, 5, and 6. So the only value that is common to both is actually 5. So C intersect B is going to give us 5. And if I now look at the complement of that event, remember we're considering that back to the universal set. So it's going to be all the numbers from 0 to 8 except for 5. Whoops, I listed 5. We didn't want to do that. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, skipping 5, 6, 7, and 8.